What up, world? You already know what time it is. Some boy Matt Mr. the host with the most. Never need to brag no boast. All we ever did was give a toast to the real folks who done paved the way in the real way for us players to play. I'm parlay this good game that we got for y'all today. I done got my right hand with me as usual. Staying down for the crown, Polly, your boy, and WY in the building. Salute, 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 salute.
Yeah. What up, though?
You know what I'm saying? Keep shout out to the real ones. The real son don't feel none. What's happening, player?
Salute, man. I'm all right. Can't complain. Just finished the work day. Ready to put some more work in. Chop it up a little bit.
Well, you already know. That's what we do. We chop up game. You know what I'm saying? Where we put down. Hope it's heavy enough for them to pick up. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's too late, it ain't right. So let's go. Let's go.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
man. So it's good. It's another one.
Got another good
Another
one
one
for us.
is another one for sure.
What's the word on it?
What I want to know is BT pulled a fast one on us. Remember last year we were talking about Fat Joe. He did the BT Awards and it was all whack and shit.
Right.
And then he went and he did his little thing, rambling on about Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, that is.
Right.
And he got canceled. He got kicked off the show. But they pulled a rigmarole. They canceled the whole show completely. Huh? Ricky? Where they do that at?
Yeah, that's
The
kind of
show
weird.
got canceled this year. You know what
Shoot.
I'm saying? And then Fat Joe was condemning them. But I'm like, you were the last person that was on that mug. So,
Right.
I don't understand why you can't of your bull crap.
Right.
But it just ain't working.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Some explaining to do. BT got some explaining to do, man. Do we have any like real reasoning behind this whole rigmarole?
I don't think so, man. I think they just so I think they sold the no, it wasn't them. They sold Essence. But I don't know what happened exactly, but it's very odd and suspicious that, he got called out for his anti black sentiments and now the whole show canceled. You know? And he's gonna act like, oh, it wasn't my fault. Bro. All you do is run your mouth online about cap shit that you didn't do, and then talk about how you're the hardest Spanish dude out there.
Right. Yeah, nah, that don't make no sense, man. Straight out.
So let me First, we got to go through. We got to bring y'all back on why he was canceled, right?
In the first place.
So, in the first place, he should never even have been there. What?
True.
So they gave him the benefit of the doubt, because he's part of the culture. He's Fat Joe, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But did he really have to shit on Black Americans like that? Or was it all because he was running with the Democrats at a certain time, getting paid from them, and he seen that Kamala Harris wasn't winning the election, so he had to say something to make it seem like, oh, you Black Americans are not voting for Kamala Harris. Oh, on some wagging the finger, like, y'all should know better type shit.
And try to do the Matumbo.
Yeah, Like, but he's blocking niggas in a different way, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Pretty much trying to put his impose his bullshit, which is not really working.
Yeah. No, it's definitely crazy to say what he said as far as the FBA is concerned. And I feel like it stems from what you're saying with the Democratic paying him, and for what he got paid, he was willing to throw everybody else under the bus for the sake of. So, no, it's definitely questionable. We got to do some more. I'm trying to hear some kind of reasoning behind it, though. Like, there's got to be some reasoning behind it.
The
whole thing getting thrown off or getting canceled. So I'm curious to know, Definitely curious to know.
From BT. I know there's a lot for people to understand, but and then
Yep.
Yo. You there? Okay.
What is
All
it
right,
lagging?
so check this one out. Fair use. It lags. I gotta
be careful.
Get some better equipment, man. Y'all donate to the channel. Don't take Gmails on the bottom.
True.
I take Cash App and all that.
Has announced that he will be stepping down from his role as host of the BET Hip Hop Awards. The rapper and media personality of Puerto Rican and Cuban descent faced backlash last week over comments he made regarding Latin contributions to hip hop. During an Instagram live session with DJ Khaled. Joe stated, lately, they've been talking about the Bronx, New York. This is where hip hop started. It's Latino and black, half and half. His remarks sparked heated discussions online about intersectionality and the true pioneers of hip hop. But the controversy didn't stop there. Following BET's announcement, some fans expressed their discontent, questioning why Fat Joe was hosting the show. One Twitter user remarked, when BET calls a white man who says the N-word a god of rap, it's over. We're in the Fing Twilight Zone. While another commented on X about the situation. Recently, Fat Joe has been exploring other ventures beyond music. It was recently revealed that a TV series based on his life will be produced and so the founder of UPI New York from major brands like Jordan and Nike are sold. Given all the success Joe has amassed, do you think he's feeling the pressure to step down from hosting the awards? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
All right. So you see that he was saying racial slurs. Like I said, he was doing a little bit too much,
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out, like, why is he over? He tries to be over tough with the whole F a nigga, oh, I'm gangster, oh, I'll kill a nigga type shit, you know what I'm saying? Well, you never say that, oh, I'll do that to a spick or something like that. You ain't never heard him say nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't say no derogatory terms like that. He'll be on his best behavior when it comes to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out, why do you think that's okay?
Right.
What do you think you're talking to? What type of culture do you think you're in?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't disrespect hip hop like that and black folks like that. You think that by joining the culture and being an oppressor at the same time, that shit don't work, bro. Look, Drake got canceled because he tried to go at Kendrick with the whole, you rapped like you trying to free the slaves. Ever since he said that, it was over.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to have a little bit more consciousness and mindfulness when it comes to certain things.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a cold fact.
You know?
And like,
And I
feel
find
like
Fat Joe lacks that. Situation, situational awareness.
Yeah. Nah, New York is crazy like that, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like a few places in the world where non-blacks are comfortable saying the N-word because they're part of the culture. You know what I mean? So being so comfortable with the word itself should, it shouldn't be like that, honestly and truthfully. Like, I get it. Like it's part of the vocabulary to a certain extent, and a lot of people grew up saying it. Like I get that whole aspect of it. But as a grown person, it's like you should have a tack of
Yeah, as
yourself.
you're grown, yeah.
Like don't
You have
like
to,
you know where
yeah. He was running around as a grown man saying, "I want niggas to say it, to tell me I can't say nigga." As
yeah,
a grown man, why do you have to say it?
yeah,
Like, can't you just think about it and be like, yo, maybe it's offensive to these people. Let me not say it. You don't see
right.
black people going around saying spicks and wetbacks and all that because
Right.
you know
Nah,
it wouldn't
just
make
don't
any
have
sense because it's like, yeah, we don't think like that. So all the derogatory terms, mind you, is made from the white supremacists.
right.
So put that in y'all pipe and smoke it. Y'all want to start saying the N word, like it's any different than what they tell you. You know, we don't. So for y'all to be using it, it shows that y'all backwards in y'all thinking, and you don't have much of a grasp or understanding of that side of life.
Exactly.
And that's the problems.
Now I feel
That's the
like
problem we get.
any brothers that are around him should be able to have that conversation with him too, though. You know what I mean? Like, it might be uncomfortable, but it's a necessary
But he
conversation.
has no brothers around. You see how that was derogatory? It didn't even sound right coming from me, right? Because I don't
Right.
talk like that. But he'll say the N word all day and then fight people to have the right to say it. Ain't that some bullshit?
Nah, it's backwards. It don't make no sense.
We can see breaking it down.
Other things. Oh, I bet you do. He's going to have 2 chains open. You see? Oh yeah, he ain't doing the BET Awards no more. He know it ain't good out here for him. You see? He knows it's not going to be a good look. He don't want to get in front of no damn crowd. The last thing Fat Joe wants to do is get in front of a foundational Black American crowd. He don't want to do that at all. I don't understand how the foundational Black American family gets about the paint. They thought we were playing out here. Man, the foundational Black American family is getting people up out the damn paint for disrespecting. That's why people are so pissed off at our unity. Because, yeah, interview saying that he's not going to do the BET Awards this year. Yeah. We know what that's about. Family, people, the talk that FBA, that's just online. Oh, really? There's 40. And many of those 43 million are on code, and that's the last thing they want. Family, us being on code, there's a reason why everything is all about getting us off of our. That's what the COINTELPRO papers were about. The COINTELPRO papers were about not letting these Black Americans get unified. They said these Black folks, if they get unified, that's a national threat. Do y'all understand how deep that is? I just let that sink in. The head of the FBI said our unity is a threat. Not unity with Hispanics. That's not a threat. Not unity with Asians. All these other groups, their unity is not a threat. Ours is a threat. Yeah? That's interesting. That shows the power that we have innately. They know the power that we have. That's why everything is all about lumping us in. You notice that everything when it comes to us, we have to be lumped in with people because they understand that's going to keep us disunified. That's why they're always throwing, hey, minority, people of color, we're all in this together. Hakuna Matata, DEI, diversity and equity, we're all in this together. Okay. But other groups, they can corner off and gatekeep their culture for themselves, and it's not a problem. People can have the Puerto Rican Day Parade, Cinco de Mayo, the Caribbean Day Parade, the Trinidadian Day Parade, the Jamaican Day Parade. Yeah. The African takeover at the HBCUs. Remember when they did that? The African students had the African takeover. Yeah. Everybody can recognize their lineage and get codified around their lineage. But the minute we do it, all of a sudden, well, what's y'all goal? What are y'all about? It feels kind of divisive. God damn. Why is it divisive when we want to look out for ourselves? I want the FBA family to understand it is not divisive to make sure that you and your family and your lineage is good. There's nothing wrong with that. We got to stop letting people try to guilt us out of looking out for our damn selves. We're not supposed to be the sacrificial lambs for everybody. It's okay to look out for ourselves. It is all right. It is all right to make sure that we're good. Everybody else make sure that they're good and they're not called divisive. We're going to make sure we're good. Hands in here, ladies and gentlemen, because we are in here deep. We're in here deep. All right. And the frog guy, we're not going to have no troll, not no failed trolls. I don't know why you raise your little old musty hand. We're not going to have you in here. All right. Ooh, let's get West Coast Bodyguard in the building. West Coast Bodyguard.
Up, Flex?
What's up, brother? How are you?
How you doing, my boy?
I'm good. You out here in LA?
Hell yeah.
What's going on with you?
Yeah, man. I just came and just realized, man. I noticed that, man. What's going on, man? We gang banging for our lineage, man. That's all that's going on. We gang banging now.
Yeah.
Now we not just letting people tell us what we doing. We gang banging for our lineage now, and people are scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're getting scared of how we getting down. We ain't flexing with me. We ain't backing down from nothing, and we letting them know what it's about. And they scared because they used to do that to us.
Oh yeah.
They gang banged on us, and we didn't even know it. We wasn't even tripping.
Yeah.
But we didn't realize how the Africans and everybody in the diaspora was getting down on us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man, it's like crazy. Not even to go that. My girl just came back from Jamaica, and you know she not on what I'm on.
Yeah.
You know, but I try to tell her, what's up. But she out there telling me all the females out there looking at her crazy.
Mm.
And I had to tell her, hey, you and a Black American woman, they had a problem with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and you out here in Jamaica, and they don't like that. So, man, it's we gonna continue to do what we do, and we gang banging for ours, and keep doing what you doing, big dog.
My man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, brother. Yes, sir. Here. Oh yeah, somebody, my brother just showed me a picture with me and you, brother. There's a picture. Somebody we took a picture at the museum. Shout out to you. My brother Macau just showed me a picture of me and you at the museum, brother West Coast. Man. Let me see. Shout out to everybody in here. Boy, we in here heavy. Let me see. Bob, you want to get on Bob? Bob is raising his hand. Go ahead, Bob. Let's get Bob, and then we'll get Billy Mars in here. Let's get Bob and then Billy. Bob, what's up, Bob?
Hey, what's up, Flex? What's up, Flex? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, Bob. How are
To be honest, man, because we need you here. We need your family here, brother. You've been a strong advocate for us. So, blessings to you, brother.
Respect.
But I want to say this. I grew up in Altadena, my young years. I went to Loma. I went to Altadena Elementary. I went to the middle school out there. And man, this is sad.
Yeah.
Because I grew up out there, and at that time in the '90s, it was a lot of black. It was, man, the whole city of Altadena was all black at one time. And it's a beautiful city. It's right there by the mountains. It's a beautiful city to live in, man. Altadena, people don't know about Altadena. Altadena is a beautiful mountain city, and Shaq used to live up there a little bit more up. We could see his house. His big old house when he was playing for the Lakers. We used to look up, and it was a lot of big. I'm talking about like double mansions up there. You couldn't get up there because it was a gate. It was a gate. It was a gate, and it was a lot of security. But yeah, man, Altadena, one time I think it was like 60 to 65% black at one time. To be honest, so Altadena and Pasadena is a beautiful city. And I want to say this also. I think I don't know if you know this, Flex, but they've been doing a lot of raids, ICE raids in Bakersfield right now. I'm talking about there. It's a lot of illegal immigration raids that's happening right now. I have family that's in Bakersfield. Talking about, I've seen like 30, 40 ICE trucks just roaming around the streets. They're going into
I'm gonna have them drop this game. But yeah, we're recognizing the importance of delineating, and that's not divisive. That is not divisive whatsoever. These other groups, they got Caribbean scholarships. Y'all remember when Botham John the Amber Geiger situation.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like this. All right, Joe. He's capping. But Beachy's capping even more because did he know that it was going to be canceled this year? Talk about he's giving it to 2 Chainz. He didn't really want to face the music. Like I said in my previous show. A couple days later, and then Flo Joe. From Fat Joe to Flo Joe. What's up with this, Fat Joe? Why you
Wow, my computer messing with you again? Everything okay over there or what?
so basically he's saying that they wanted to cancel the award. BT got bought over by a bigger company. And if they did sell out, he was the one that ushered them out. Bro. You know?
Yeah, I can't hear you. You're going in and out. Very choppy.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose because thinking that real shit, Still choppy?
Yeah.
Still choppy? You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
You.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, this is a part of for the Fat Joe cap.
Right.
What he does is he capitalizes when everything is going to shit. Tries to come through and take the last little bit of bread and do something else after. Which is not bad. He's a hustler. But they realize there's not much money in rap, so look, now they're on podcasts now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get that podcast check. And they can release music too at the same time. So I don't know. You think they should have canceled the BET Awards or the Hip Hop Awards?
Do I think so? Oh hell no! That was one of the illest events. You know, obviously it's for us, but it wasn't necessarily by us. So, do I understand to a certain extent why it can be seen as what do you
Like
call
they
it?
did the
A
50 years of hip hop. I think they did that last year or the year before that. And then it was
yeah,
done after that. And then it was done. So to me it just seems weird, you know? I
are
feel
they
like
trying
he's
to
just
slowly but surely?
he's a planter.
Right, right. No, that's very possible. Yeah, like the way things are these days, I would not be surprised. You know, it's one way
Yeah.
to get rid of something. You do it by attacking from the inside. You know what I'm saying? And the inside being inside of the culture. So
Right.
yeah, I don't put that past anything. For sure, it could be he could be a plant. You know,
For real.
they pay him enough money and
Or
he'll do it.
lackey. For a lack of a better word.
Nah, for real though.
Therein lies the problem. Because he would talk about how he likes Diddy's hustle, you know? And
Right,
everything he tried to do was a little bit like Diddy, like
right.
on the same wavelength. He had a big fat rapper that's super sick on the bars, you know?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He tried to get a sick MC, female MC, like Lil Kim and Remy Ma. You know, that's what he do sometimes. And that shit's not good. It's not right. It's just not right. All right. Let's think about it. What are we really doing out here? If we ain't doing the right thing, yep.
Yaga. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. So
Yep.
yep. You saying it's lagging again? Yeah, I think it's lagging again.
A little bit, little bit. We're gonna make it do. We're gonna make it do what it do. Leaving. You hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. So yeah. Being like trying to be like this. He tried to do all the moves like Diddy, you know. He had a fat rapper and big pun, just like Biggie. He had
Right.
a black uh, lyrical female rapper like Lil Kim and Remy Ma. He had a lyrical sick hook writer in Stephen Link, sort of like Mace. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like he did a lot of shit similar.
That's crazy when you look back at
And
it. Like,
jerking his lip. He was jerking his artist too, you know.
that's a crazy.
So, and he used to always say, "Oh, I like it." Diddy used to, you know, go parties and be all extravagant and shit.
That's so
He's like,
crazy.
yo, the whole time he was throwing parties and giving us free drinks and telling and all doing all this shit. He was promoting his own brand, you know.
Yeah.
That's what brought him to new heights. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't even look at it like that, but you're absolutely right. Everything is kind of parallel. Can you hear me? It's glitching again.
Yeah, I know how Fat Joe gets down. He's a monkey see, monkey do type of dude. But he ain't seeing too much. It's from a real nigga's perspective. All that monkey shit. Now I can't even. Do what I want to do. Like, what's going on?
Yo. Yo.
Yo. Yep.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
But your side is lagging, eh? Yeah, it's
You
definitely.
can hear me?
Yeah,
A little bit.
but it's lagging. It's going in and out.
You can hear me now, though?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yo.
Yo, Leor, leave me alone, Leor. Let me do my thing, man. In peace. God damn it. All right, so look. This is what was going to happen. I got a video of Fat Joe I want to show you real quick. Where he's pretty.
Where he's what?
He's from the Bronx.
If
He
it
just wanted
wasn't
to
for
be like a Harlem cat.
probably never would be going on. So tell me where you from.
I don't know what's going on with this shit, but it's lagging for no reason, man. Okay, I got it now. I got it now. They
Hating on me. They hating on me.
yo, well, yo, how was the show yesterday?
Oh, it was lit. It was lit. A lot of
Actually, I want to do a Montreal.
say what?
A lot of heads.
Say what?
Showed up.
Say that again. Yeah, I can't hear you.
Yo, say something so I can know. You hear me?
Now I could hear you.
I can't hear shit.
Yo, 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 yo,
Yeah, I can hear you. Yo,
yo.
you.
Yep.
About a year ago. It
Pardon?
makes sense because just like he moved just like him.
Listen, I said, yo, Puff, I don't really need. He said, no, I want you to know you well as well. I said, but yo, Puff, how was you so smart, though? Like, how you figure it out? He said that he studied all the grades. He had his whole game plan. Puff Daddy is the king of deception.
Yeah.
I'm not talking out of jealousy. I always talk out of inspiration. He was like, yo, that party's too much. But little did we know he was networking in there. If he threw a party with somebody who would be impressed by all his friends being there so he could parlay another deal. And he was doing all that. We didn't know that. So Puff, what I learned from him is he knew branding, networking. He knew everything before everybody. He was smarter than everybody. Everybody took notes from Puff.
You see that?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what he's doing. No,
Riding the hill.
I see his trickery. Yeah.
Yep, yeah. Nah, that's very telling.
Also, then he was denied bail for the third time, I think. Or it's
Right.
coming up. Because this judge don't really like him.
They're trying to stick him where it hurts, like. Call himself love all he wants. He ain't getting no love. I feel like it's probably a karma too, though. So a man probably has a lot of bad karma, and it's starting to come back around now.
The law has to speak for itself, you know.
Right.
Yeah. He has to go through it. Use fair use. This was the drama behind all that, but everybody knew he wasn't gonna get bail.
What happened? Yo, you still there? Yo. Yo. Hello, hello. Knock, knock. Anybody home? Yo. Hello.
Check this out.
My name is Virginia Hoon, and I'm writing as the person identified as victim 3 in this case. Experience, I have seen him primarily as a father, a family man, and a businessman, roles that he has always striven to uphold. I provide this letter to share my observations about his character and to respectfully request that the court permit his release on bond while the case proceeds. Our relationship, like many, was not always perfect. We experienced ups and downs, and mistakes were
Yep. I agree with
made.
that one.
But he was willing to acknowledge his mistakes and make better decisions in the future. Committed to being a father first. I am writing because I do not view Mr. Combs as a danger to me or to the community. I want to assure the court that if released, I believe Mr. Combs will adhere to all conditions imposed and will not jeopardize his freedom or the well-being of his family. Respectfully, Virginia Hoon.
Now, despite that effort and, wanting to post tens of millions of dollars and in all the conditions, take a look at what happened. The judge denied it. Like they've tried about what dismisses almost all the charges except the trafficking of the male prostitutes who were flown in to have sex, to get paid to have sex with his girlfriends, right? That's what he got convicted of. Not guilty of everything else. One of the alleged victims now writing letters to the judge on his behalf. What's going on here?
Ridiculous. If you remember the boxer Jack Johnson, he was arrested under the Same Man Act because he would cross state lines with white women, and they didn't want that. And famously, you could read he's flying down the road with a white woman in a car, and the police stop him. They say, we got to give you a ticket. He says, how much? They said $100. He said, here's $200. I'll be back in an hour, same speed. This is a ticket. No one gets prosecuted for this Mann Act. And the only reason why he's in jail now is because they said there's a presumption that under that charge, bail is supposed to be denied. Not that he's a danger, but there's a carve out that says this is not a bailable offense. But other than that, I mean, he should be home. This judge, I think, is upset that he beat the major charges, and a lot of people just can't believe it. And I hate to say, but the courts, if they're cheering for one side or the other, this is the time for them to show their power and say, hey, we want this side. This the least we can do is keep you in. And I think that's what this is about.
Al, I'm not a Diddy fan, and no one believes that any of this behavior, it normally goes. This is how it goes. You fly a male prostitute in, you pay him, and then he has sex with your girlfriend, and then you go to prison for years?
It's a violation of the law, and he was convicted.
Where are
of
the
it.
feds on
And
Super Bowl
there is a
weekend? Why
carve-out.
don't they do a weekend? You know how many prostitutes are flown into the Super Bowl city every year? Are we going to arrest all of those men and send to federal prison?
This was part of the charges. This wasn't the only charges he was charged with, as we know. There were a lot more serious charges against him, the trafficking and all those things along those lines, which the jury did not find him to be guilty of. They did find he was guilty of this. There is a carve-out that says he's not entitled to bail. Why would he be given special treatment just because he gets a letter? And in fact, that letter was kind of bizarre too, because more than he's a convicted felon.
But I mean, I've seen people in the news. One of them was, I think, a son of a president. Did the same thing. Nothing happens. Like, what's going on? Is this selective prosecution? Why Diddy, Jennifer Brandt? I'm not, and again, I'm not a Diddy fan. Don't like the behavior. Like, all this stuff is crazy. But I'm just going by like how our system treats everyone with a blindfold. Is that happening here, Jennifer Brandt?
Yeah. Well, we know it's not a blindfold, and I think the judge is trying to make it a lesson and try to give everyone a lesson out of him. He's well known. He's, there was a lot of attention on this trial. It's not until the sentencing, and then we'll, see what happens from there. They're not going to give him special treatment, and I think it's because of his fame that it's hurting him at this point, not helping him.
So, Darnell, is this sort of a prelude to what's going to happen to him at sentencing? That he's going to get the high end of all this? Because it's quite a range and the prosecution defense not even close to agreeing in the amount of time here.
Attorney, you must learn to pray. And when you pray, your prayers sound like this. I hope and pray that he denied this bail because he's given the prosecution this card, given one for them by keeping them in, and then when the sentencing come, let them go. Because sometimes when you're getting yelled at and screamed at a certain juncture in the proceeding, you may get some sunshine at the other side. Even though other times you're getting loved and you see all this love, and then boom, you get hammered at the end. So I'm hoping and praying, and I'm sure other people put him in for a weekend, give him let him get the point. I'm hoping that's what it is, but we have to wait and see.
Let me ask you, Al, who's the victim in his crime?
Didn't, the woman that wrote the letter didn't testify.
Right.
So, that's the situation
So
here.
for the man dude was with?
No, it's the Mann Act would be the fact that it was money to bring one may have been against their will.
But he wasn't convicted. It wasn't convicted of against their will.
But that was what he was charged with, though. So that's part and parcel of that. It's a lesser included offense as to what he was charged with.
All right.
Look, you know what? The bottom line is this: I don't disagree. I don't disagree with Darnell that, especially with regards to African American defendants, is not right, and it has been a horrendous situation. But he was convicted of this offense. It does not give him bail, and the judges being the law.
Time. Al one start.
So you see, that's what's up. That's what's going on right now, So it seems like to me they got it out for this guy.
Yeah, I can't hear you properly, you know that.
He's gonna do his time, but you know what I'm saying? You can
Can't
hear
hear
me?
you properly. You keep going in and out.
That should be choppy, eh?
Yeah.
Choppy, yo.
Okay, that's better, I
I
think.
don't know why they doing it like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Nah, what they're trying to do is they're trying to suppress my views.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be that. Because it don't make no sense. So we gonna look at this last clip.
Yeah.
And you tell me if it makes sense.
We can't reveal everything we know, not just yet. What we can tell you is just enough to show you how deep this thing goes and why this story isn't going away. So stick around because what you're about to see is straight from the inside. So people like Attorney General Pam Bondi were flaunting around the Epstein files in February of this year. You even had people like Kash Patel, who has been deeply embedded in Trump's orbit, saying that Jeffrey Epstein didn't commit suicide and that the files are indeed real. But our sources, and yes, we're deeply connected inside the White House, have a very different story to tell than the one that's being told to the public.
I am fascinated by this because Patel and Bongino were leading the conspiracy theories about Epstein's death and whether there was a client list. I never thought they would do a flip, but it sounds like they almost have, and they're on board with the notion that it was suicide and there's no list.
Well, very much so. The Department of Justice, with the sign-off of the FBI, released a statement and a memo. Axios first reported it, saying there was no client list and there was no suicide.
Now, during all of this, Diddy had been convicted on 2 counts of the Mann Act, which is transporting sex workers across state lines for the purpose of prostitution. And we got word from insiders at the White House that Donald Trump was seriously considering pardoning Diddy. Roll the clip.
This is a big deal. This is a big deal. President Trump is seriously considering pardoning Diddy. And we know this. We have sources with direct knowledge that people from the White House have been in communication with the defense team, Diddy's defense team, and that Trump is seriously considering it. And this is going to be timed to the judge's decision on whether Diddy gets bail.
This would be the ultimate smokescreen, and we've seen for weeks some very major smokescreens, but this one would have to take the cake.
And on the surface, this link kind of starts to make sense, right? Two men, both accused in high-profile sex scandals, both convinced they were being unfairly targeted, and both using the media to frame themselves as victims. But then everything shifted. Diddy was denied bail. After that, Trump came out and said that he once got along with Diddy very well, but he was leaning towards not pardoning Diddy because Diddy was, quote, very hostile to him during the time that Trump was running for office. Roll the clip.
Sean Diddy Combs. Right. Would you consider pardoning him?
Well, he was essentially, I guess, sort of half innocent.
Yes.
I don't know what they do. He's still in jail or something. But he was celebrating a victory, but he seems like, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great. And seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. But when I ran for office, he was very hostile.
He said some not so nice things about you, sir.
And it's hard, like you, we're human beings.
Right.
And we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you knew someone and you were fine, and then you run for office and he made some terrible statements. So I don't know, it's more difficult. It makes it more, I'm being honest, it makes it more difficult to do.
But more likely a no for Combs.
I would say so.
Okay.
But it seems like Trump isn't out of tactics to distract the public from the Epstein files quite yet. Yesterday, he said this. Roll the clip.
Are you going to build up there? What does that mean?
What do you? More ways to spend my money.
Can you give us another hint?
We'll show you. It's just another way to spend my money for the country. Are you considering a story? Anything I do is financed by me, so it's not distributed. Just like my salary is distributed. Nobody ever mentioned.
Sir, are you going to add another level?
Now, if things get even darker, about Ghislaine Maxwell, the woman many believe holds the keys to secrets.
I know people who have seen that file, right? And I know that the Justice Department file is not where it's at. The real juicy stuff where people are named is in the civil lawsuits, and they've been redacted. And everybody's got their eye on the Justice Department, but it's not that file. It is the civil lawsuits where they have names of people. And I told you about one guy who went, I know the detail, that he went jet skiing with a 15-year-old girl, had sex with her on the island. And it's in that file, and it's redacted. So, anywho, I think the Justice Department is we know they're negotiating with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Right. And then she got moved to that
minimum security prison
camp. Yeah.
So everybody's wondering, what's the next play? Is it a pardon? I don't think it's a pardon. You know what I think this is? And again, this is just a hunch. I think they may put her on house arrest.
We even had Jeffrey Epstein's former defense attorney, Alan Dershowitz, on TMZ Live, and this is what he had to say. Roll the clip.
In any event, she should have her sentence commuted. She should be given total immunity, called before Congress, and she'll tell everything. She knows everything. She made all the reservations. When I had to fly down to represent him in front of the Palm Beach District Attorney's Office or in front of the U.S. Attorney's Office, she's the one who made the arrangements. She knows who was on his plane. She knows who was innocent. If there were any guilty people, she knows who they are. And if you gave her complete immunity and let her out of prison and made a deal with her, this would solve the problem forever.
And now we're hearing whispers that Trump may be offering her a deal in return for information, not just to protect as political leverage. Now, all of this raises a few uncomfortable questions. So I'm here with Derek, who's a lawyer here at TMZ. So we had credible info that Trump was seriously considering a pardon for Diddy. Why did he walk that back, do you think?
Because it was a disaster waiting to happen. That's why. Diddy is so radioactive. The one value pardoning Diddy provides for Trump is that it would be the ultimate distraction. He's huge in the news, and Trump really wants people talking about something other than Epstein. So I could see the value of the distraction for him. But everything else, Diddy was against him during the campaign. He's been outspoken against Trump. Trump wants no part of being lenient. He's a law and order guy. His constituents expect people to be punished. The other overlap that I thought he might, maybe tiptoe around was this is an aggressive prosecutor, just like the aggressive prosecutors that came against me. Diddy and I are birds of a feather. We're like each other in that these aggressive feds come after guys who don't deserve to get in trouble. But there's no upside for him. Ultimately, Trump is a transactional guy. He will pardon people when there's something in it for him. If Diddy now bends the knee and says and pleads, sort of his loyalty to Trump, maybe, because that's how Trump operates. But absent that, I don't see him doing it.
Speaking of Trump being a transactional guy, how could Trump use Ghislaine Maxwell's testimony before Congress as political leverage?
That is the most interesting one. It's very dangerous for him to get in bed with Ghislaine Maxwell. He wants all the Trump stuff to go. He wants all the Epstein stuff to go away, right? That's his main motivation is he doesn't want his name mentioned with Epstein in the same sentence because that is hurting him and it's fracturing his party. So he's nervous about it. But he could use Ghislaine as someone who says, I know everything there is to know about Jeffrey Epstein and you weren't part of anything bad, because she's the most credible person to that. The problem for Trump, he's transactional. People know this about him, and they will think Ghislaine is transactional and only saying Trump is not involved because Trump has sort of given her something as part of a deal. So they won't really believe it. Even though she's the most credible person to say it, they won't believe it because it will seem like part of a deal he has with her to keep his name out of it. So he's in a real pickle.
Now, this one's heavy, but I'd like you to ask as honestly as you can. In your opinion, do you think the U.S. government could be incentivizing Ghislaine Maxwell to clear Trump's name?
It's a heavy one. That is a heavy one. I think the way he is running the government, and he is in my personal opinion, he's pretty autocratic. He's centralized power in a very real way that we haven't seen in our republic in a long time. He is sort of consolidated, has a bunch of bootlickers around him, for lack of a better word, people who are just loyal to him. Yes, I could see that. I could see him mobilizing the forces that he needs because he's put around in positions of power people who are only loyal to him. They're not loyal to the republic necessarily. They are loyal to Trump. And if he wants something done because he's put those people in positions of authority, could incentivize her to clear his name and potentially get away with it and have the cover of the people around him.
Guys, my name is Jackson Buhai. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you keep an eye out on the TMZ YouTube channel for the world's biggest stories and inside details. See you
soon. What a bunch of sore losers. They threw everything.
Yo. Well, there's one thing that Trump and Diddy got in common. They both know Epstein. Both the prosecutor for Epstein and Diddy got fired. The same prosecutor. And she was probably the one that was going to prosecute Donald Trump. So now that Ghislaine Maxwell got moved to a different prison and getting less time, everything is just going to quell back into their little enclaves, and it's gonna be business as usual. Yeah, that turns out it was a lot of bullshit. And they all in cahoots. Don't get it twisted. I'm messed up. It's your boy Mac Mizzle. You know my slogan. Keep around the field. Get out of here. I'm out. Peace.